Hi everyone, welcome to Barefoot Mama Intuitive Reading. It is Sunday, December 18th, I think, and then you'll be probably watching this on Monday morning. But welcome, hope you had a good weekend. Let's go. All right. So I was feeling some pretty heavy energy last week, and then over the weekend, kind of peaked, and then I'm feeling like this evening it's mellowing out. While I was sort of meditating on your energy and getting out my cards, this Universal Truths card wanted to come out. Impeccability is the word. Sorry, it's backwards. Impeccability is the authentic yearning of our soul. No matter how people react to our actions, what's most important is our own pure thought forms. Our intentions become irreproachable and beyond criticism. Live life motivated by flawless integrity. Look a person in the eye, own the truth, and then be clear. This is impeccability communicating through us, which manifests the master within us. When we marry our purity and our purpose, we become the vehicle for an enlightened force field. Ooh, that's cool. That's like reminding me of the chariot. The potent power of heart intelligence over mind thought forms create a tidal wave of positivity. This positivity cannot be explained, however, it also cannot be explained away. Impeccability is our strongest protection because our character cannot be threatened. Ooh. So there was a reading recently called Purity in Action, or Laying Down the Laws of Your Divine Temple, Purity in Action. You might want to check that one out. 202 on the timer. If you want to enter to win the free reading on 111, you can just put free reading in the comments here or on any other post. Until then, I'll announce the winner on that day in a post. I will not reach out to you otherwise, so please be aware of scammers. Let's dive in. Two of Swords. Feeling a bit of indecision. It might have something to do with the moon. The moon currently is waxing into a full moon in Cancer. Why am I feeling? I'm not exactly sure. I think it's Cancer. Full moon in Cancer on the 27th. But we just went through a new moon in Sagittarius. So as this moon waxes, especially regarding your manifestations, like you might be trying to make a decision, like where do I put my energy? 303 on the timer. Impeccability. Interesting. Look a person in the eye, own the truth, and then be clear. Ten of Swords reversed. Huh. Interesting. This one wants to come out. Six of Swords, Seven of Swords reversed, sorry. This is the false morale, which is quite toxic, raw. And I think this is a death cap with the bottom cut off, and the bottom of the death cap is part of how you identify it. It has like a little, I think it's called a vulva actually, like a, that it sprouts out of. This is your past. This is how others view you. This is how you're viewing yourself. This is what's crossing you. The sun is crossing you. That's awesome. That's what's coming in. And the outcome. Ace of Wands reversed. Interesting. And the Queen of Wands. Okay. Huh. We're going to clarify all of this. So I want to read the Two of Swords because I don't think I've familiarized myself with this one. My son and I were looking for mushrooms today. Tsuki Otaki, Omphalatus japonicus. In the light of day, this orange-brown mushroom is easily mistaken for both the popular oyster and shiitake mushroom, and is responsible for more poisoning cases in Japan than any other mushroom. At night, however, this mushroom's bright luminescence makes it hard to mistake for any other. It's so bright that one can see it from 100 feet away. Tsukiotaki is Japanese for moon night mushroom. Hard decisions, stalemate, opposition, and avoidance. What are you avoiding? Yeah, it's the death cap. Okay. What's Scorpio avoiding? Yourself. Okay. Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands. If it's not yourself, it could be somebody else who was a part of this situation, who you saw in an unfavorable light. But the way I'm reading this with the Queen of Wands at the end here, and then you here as the Queen of Wands, if this is your energy, is that you're like seeing yourself as the unfavorable version of the Queen of Wands, which is, or you're, yeah, somebody who's vain, who, if you practice like magic or you're into divination or something, you're using it for the wrong purposes with this cat here. You're unlucky to others. Oh, that's interesting. I'm reading this as you, though. Specifically, I like to explain that, like, when we read tarot, I think a lot of you probably know, but we're tapping into not only like energetic frequencies, but also subconscious, and especially like archetypally subconscious, like storylines playing out through, you know, not just our consciousness, but also, I mean, our DNA, and our DNA is conscious, right? So some of these stories could be stories that have been playing out for generations, or I was listening to Twitchy Witch on TikTok today. I really love her, and she was talking about how the Palestinian-Israeli conflict is sort of like David and Goliath. It's really interesting. Anyway, I'm rambling, but archetypal consciousness. This is you avoiding something regarding archetypal consciousness and how it is playing out. The High Priestess reversed. Yeah, okay. This is you ignoring your intuition. Other people see you as somebody who is... The High Priestess reversed is like with the Queen of Wands reversed, with the black cat there. I'm hearing like a black magician, like a black mage, like somebody who does not practice magic for the right reasons or in the right ways. This is interesting. Somebody new joined the collective. The High Priestess reversed. You currently, Seven of Swords. You're presenting yourself as this all over this reading. If this isn't you, it's somebody else, but I think it's you. Presenting yourself as one way and coming off quite a different way, as more toxic than you are. That's so interesting. You, because of heartbreak, somebody may have made you believe that you're toxic. With the Five of Wands, this combination's come out quite a lot. You may need to... I'm hearing banter. Maybe you don't talk a lot. The Sun is the happiest card in the deck. This is the chanterelle, the golden chanterelle. And there's sunflowers on this card too, just like on the Queen of Wands on either side. So sunflowers may be a symbol for you regarding something. That Post Malone song comes to mind. Yeah, she literally has a broom in her hand like a witch, ready to fly off. Four of Wands on the bottom. Huh. What is the Ace of Wands reversed? Oh, both of these came out. Queen of Swords upright and the Eight of Cups with indecision at the front. This is weird. You're going in circles. You're going in mental circles. You have a lot of vital energy right now, but you're not able to make a decision because, presumably because your crown chakra isn't open. And there's something that I think you've walked away from, but you're not willing to look at it. Or somebody's trying to drag you back in. Huh. This is interesting. Archangel Michael, please protect this reading. Send any negative energy back to sender tenfold and transmuted. Give my Scorpios the messages they need to hear for their highest good. So let it be, as above, so below. Amen. Hangman reversed. The Page of Pentacles. Four of Swords reversed. So you may have been in a form of stagnation, recovery, or like gaining your halo, your spiritual enlightenment. The Hangman, right? He offers a blood sacrifice. He like is stabbed, at least in the story of Odin, sorry, he's stabbed and hangs upside down on a tree for 9 days. And I think he loses his left eye in order to gain the wisdom of the runes, which he brings back. So this is you, like whatever wisdom you've gained, bringing it back in something tangible and coming out of your resting period with this like golden sort of truth. What is this Five of Wands though? The Five of Wands is playfulness. You've maybe gained some ability to be playful. Like the Hangman is on this tree, right? And then the Five of Wands, I'm almost seeing these five wands like the tree. It takes on a lighter, like less weighty significance. You're able to like break it up into these different wands to use it for different things. And then you have the Ace of Wands reversed with the Queen of Swords reversed and the Eight of Cups reversed, which almost feels to me like somebody else's energy. Is this Scorpio or somebody else in the outcome? Eight of Pentacles. This is you perfecting something. Or maybe having perfectionist tendencies. The Hermit sideways. Oh, this is you not wanting to come out of Hermit mode. Sorry, on top of, it came out on top of the Ten of Swords reversed and the High Priestess reversed. You're not listening to your intuition about it being time to come out of Hermit mode because you've been heartbroken. And as you come out of Hermit mode, I think the extent of this heartbreak is maybe a little bit more real. I don't know if real is the right way to put it, but it's like you have more to contrast your a broken heart against as your environment expands. And so I think the depth of this injury to you, it deepens the less you brood on it, because there's just more around that's lighthearted and playful and happy and joyful. And so I think you've actually been avoiding maybe feeling joy and feeling happiness because this heartbreak is heavier than you thought it was. But that's okay. You're clearly walking into some good things, and you're maybe focusing on work to avoid I think maybe even admitting this truth to yourself about what you walked away from. You may even be drawn to create some form of like self-expression regarding it. The Ace of Wands with the Queen of Swords to me means writing. The swords means communication, and sometimes can indicate a pen. And then the Ace of Wands is, sorry, checking my mic. Yeah, sorry about that. Vital energy, or Kundalini or spiritual energy. But if it's not writing, the Queen of Swords, her crown chakra is open, symbolized by the butterflies on top. She's got the crown on top, and then you have the Hangman here. You may be trying to walk away from that connection to your higher self by busying yourself in work. What's the Queen of Wands in the outcome? Sorry. Five of Cups and the Four of Wands. I think as you move forward, you're going to have a lot to celebrate. And also, the dichotomy of this pain you've experienced against the joy of the celebrations will sort of always, I think, leave that, like, almost like the scales of justice in your heart, where if you're not careful, you can focus on what's not full, like the cups that aren't full. You can focus on what's behind you and how heavy that was, instead of focusing on what's around you, and how essentially holding these two dichotomies within you of like a lot of pain and a lot of joy, whatever those are for you, is creating that forward momentum of this impeccability. Sorry, I'm going to go back to this impeccability card. When we marry our purity and our purpose, we become, this is the marriage card, we become the vehicle for an enlightened force field. The potent power of heart intelligence over mind thought forms create a tidal wave of positivity. This positivity cannot be explained, however, it also cannot be explained away. This is like the Buddha, like after he, like Siddhartha, you know, he's born with everything, but he's like spoiled and selfish, like the Emperor's, like Cusco in the Emperor's New Groove, and then he loses everything and experiences pain and sickness and sees death, and he's poor and all this stuff, and finds happiness because he knows what it is to lose. Essentially, it's like, you know what it is to lose, you know what it is to leave something behind, you know what it is to be heartbroken, and this creates that forward momentum, that purity of like heart and purpose. This is the quintessential read for somebody who's lost their ego, and then yet again there's this Queen of Wands who almost seems like she should be the opposite of an ego death, right? Interesting. Why do other people see you as the High Priestess reversed? The Moon, something you don't see. And I think it's because you're unseen, because you've been in hermit mode. Queen of Cups, aw. Because you're compassionate. This is you, Scorpio. You have compassion and empathy for people. And the Ten of Swords reversed is like, I think people see you as like pulling the swords out in this hermit mode. What is the false morale with Seven of Swords reversed here for Scorpio? This is where you're at right now. False morale. Oh, okay. Page of Swords reversed, Three of Cups reversed. That is a combination indicating that you believe people are out to get you. Whether or not you like consciously or subconsciously believe that, it's on top of heartbreak and the Seven of Swords reversed. So it's like, and the Ten of Swords reversed again twice. So it's almost like you're reviewing communications, celebrations, with the swords, like your thoughts about a situation, reviewing. You may feel as though you've betrayed somebody else, or a community. Reviewing. But whatever is coming to light for you, it's a happy thing. Eight of Swords on the bottom. I think it's something revealing like why you've been stuck. Sorry, the Page of Pentacles was back here. This heartbreak, modified or clarified by this Page of Pentacles, might mean either the universe is offering you some sort of tangible gift, or a person is this is interesting too. He's wearing a green tunic, which is the color of the heart chakra. And then his arm is like super strong, like really buff. And orange, which is the color of the second chakra, and how you relate to other people and the element of water. So you may be getting a gift in your heart, because of what you've been through in your character, in this impeccability. And what I'm drawn to right now is the Queen of Cups over the High Priestess reverse. It's possible your intuition was blocked in the past because of your emotions. You maybe were gullible or naive, or like too compassionate, like overly compassionate towards people who maybe didn't deserve it. Especially this Queen of Wands reversed figure. She can be vain and spiteful, petty. She's the kind of person who talks behind your back. So if this isn't you, it's like something you're outgrowing. Then it's what you're walking away from, and it's people you had compassion for in the past who you're realizing taught you a lesson about trusting your intuition, because you experienced some really awful stuff. I think these Ten of Swords, in that context, is them being reversed indicates the process of you mulling this over and transmuting that energy into something gold. This is you turning lead into gold, or iron into gold, with the Page of Pentacles. And this brings you a lot of happiness. It gets you unstuck. It takes you out of this like recovery period, or even the Four of Swords. I don't usually read the Four of Swords as lazy, because this person, like, they're in a church, they're doing the spiritual work, you know? So if you've been stuck, like, especially modified by the Hangman, like, you've been doing the good work, is what I'm hearing. And now you're ready to get out and have some fun even if it means a little bit of like lighthearted banter, or even just figuring out how to wield your own fiery energy. Interesting. You getting out again does look like it involves work, even potentially repetitive, monotonous work. Like you have an 8 here and an 8 here. 8 of Cups reversed. Everything you walked away from. Oh, everything you walked away from is it's coming back to you because you're putting in the work, and because you put in the work. Yeah, so in order to like keep this dichotomy stable, of like the joy, the community, the celebrations around you, and then also the pain of having walked away from something, you're encouraged to be in this Queen of Wands energy upright. The Queen of Wands energy upright she's a queen who knows what it is she wants. She looks good, she feels good. So like pour into yourself, like care for your body as it is your temple, right? Your connection to the divine, your avatar. If you have a familiar, like an animal familiar, spend time with them. Give them love too. Give them a bath and some yummy treats. And the broom. I was hearing fly away on your broom. Fly, my pretties. Maybe look at the birds or something. But yeah, keep your house clean. I think, I don't know, spirit is weird sometimes. I love it. And then with this 5 of Cups on the bottom, I'm actually not sad about it because you're out celebrating and you're having a good time, focusing on that. And there's a bridge in the background of both of these cards. Look at that. Oh, right there and right there. And they're like in the same spot. So if you're in this 5 of Cups energy, it's like you turn around and there's the 2 of Cups, right? And 2 of Cups is love or a soulmate. It doesn't have to be romantic. But even if you're in this 5 of Cups energy, it's like there's so much around you to be grateful for and to celebrate that the shift is your perspective. This is your impeccability right now. Just knowing your worth, knowing your worth, and not giving that like false morale to the world, like really being in your true morale energy. All right, silly. I'm being called to clean this up and pull a couple more. Moving to calmer waters, whatever you've been through. I think I'd like to do like a 2024 reading this week. I'm having to change up my posting schedule a little bit. Oh, High Priestess sideways. So that High Priestess reverse, this is you. The 7 of Swords reversed and the Sun. Trusting your intuition. Something may be revealed that makes you realize how keen your intuition is. Interesting. Okay, I want to pull from the fairy tale, like inner child fairy tale tarot, because I feel like celebration and the Queen of Wands she's not, I mean, she's a queen, but she makes me feel this sort of like joyful, childish energy. And then there was the 5 of Wands with the guy with the polka dots. So I'm just feeling like the inner child cards. And then the Sun usually has that kid riding a horse, right? Like, woo! What is the outcome, or like what messages do we need to bring Scorpios to end out this reading tonight? Scorpio collective, what do you need to know? It's just gonna call on the Scorpios. Tell me what you want to know. The energy of night readings is way different than reading during the day. I'm just gonna say, like, the moon brings out a fully different light. Spirit, what do Scorpios need to know from this inner child deck? How can we embrace our inner child this week going forward? Step into impeccability, community, celebration, joy. So I'm being drawn to convey the message that when I learned to read these cards as a kid, you usually sit down on the floor and then spread them out in a circle around you and put your hand over the cards, and whichever one feels warmest is the one that you grab. So you might be drawn to do some like hand warming, like chakra opening. This I cannot think of the word for it. And then put one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. You might be drawn to do something a little bit differently than you usually do this week. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's just mix it up. This is the one. Okay. Oh, look at that. Child of Wands, the Page of Wands. Six of Crystals. Oh, Beauty and the Beast. That's sweet. Okay. I like to read the book for these cards because they're really pretty, but I'll show them to you. They don't have reversals. The Child of Wands is riding a butterfly of transformation over the earth, which is really cool. I also think it's interesting that the sun is in this like moon phase. I think it's the waxing moon phase. Anyway, he's having a good old time. Child of Wands is the Page of Wands. We have the Six of Crystals, which indicates teamwork. Six of Pentacles. This team of gnomes they've strived together to get to the top of this mountain where they get this snowflake. Snowflakes also indicate like water memory. I was listening to something today that talked about Emoto, Dr. Emoto, that Japanese guy. It was another reader. She's awesome. She brought him up today. But how water has memory, and even if you're alone, I think that what's coming through is you can connect with others through the memory of just basically like your body being made of water, your body being a human being here on the planet, like everything that's moved through this planet before us has culminated in some way to like bring you here. So there's this idea that shamans, it's one I really like, this idea that shamans enter consciousness on a DNA level in order to access the ability to communicate with plants, and like not just communicate with plants like in a oh I'm tripping kind of way, but they literally trip as a science, like using ayahuasca or whatever the shaman's medicine is of that culture, using a specific preparation in order to like chemically access the spirit of that plant. So there's an idea that like spirits are all different sort of chemical vibrations, and we can't see them all because of the biology of the eye and like what it is we're able to take in. But this Six of Crystals is speaking to me about water memory specifically and community, and that's the story that came through. If you want to read more about that idea, you can read DNA and the Origins of Knowledge, I think it's called. The Cosmic Serpent, DNA and the Origins of Knowledge by Jeremy Narby. Super cool book. And then we have Beauty and the Beast, 34 on the timer, which is strength in this deck. And I think it's interesting that Beauty and the Beast is the representation of strength in this deck, because in the Disney movie, her situation is compared often to Stockholm syndrome. And you had the Queen of Cups over here as somebody who was like very trusting, potentially, of people who shouldn't be trusted, or like very emotionally understanding of people who, and compassionate towards people who maybe betrayed you. And I think that one of the ways that a person can get there, right, is by thinking, I'm going to be like Beauty and offer my hand to this lion. And it's like, sometimes you offer the hand to the lion and the lion has its own scars and it gets triggered and it doesn't approach you trustingly, and you get your hand bitten off and it's nothing against you. So in this context, without even reading this, I'm actually hearing that your strength right now is in your ability to discern. Like you've metaphorically lost your hand before by putting it in the lion's mouth, and that lion was just like, they had met one too many jerks or something, you know? Anyway, we're gonna read these, and I think we'll close it out. Child of Wands. Let's read the Six of Crystals first, actually, because we're here. It's dog-eared in my book. The 6 gnomes in this card have set out together to accomplish a great goal, to reach the top of a mountain. One gnome has reached the summit. Awaiting him is the vision of a radiant snowflake, a 6-pointed marvel of nature. The 6-pointed star or hexagram is also called the flower of Aphrodite, the star of David, and the seal of Solomon. In Pythagorean mathematics, the number 6 is considered the only perfect number between 1 and 10. It signifies divine wisdom, harmony, equilibrium, and balance between the feminine and masculine dimensions of consciousness. Whoa, that coming out right in the middle of your reading. There is a sense of ecstasy in this card because of the ultimate success it portrays. Group work, perseverance, loyalty, and goal orientation are key components as one seeks to reach seemingly impossible heights. The number 6 can refer to peak experiences. It is usually expansive and positive in nature. When you receive the 6 of Crystals, it is a sign to redouble your efforts to achieve important goals. The climb may be steep, but the rewards will be plentiful. Yeah, that's awesome. Remember to honor the process and have faith in yourself. If your work is humble and carries a purpose beyond yourself, you may expect great fulfillment and happiness in the years to come. On an elevated level, this card depicts global service and the ideal of world harmony symbolized by the beautiful snowflake. Ooh, that's lovely. Wow, so whatever you've been through, again, you had that Ace of Wands reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, and now I'm trying to remember what was here with the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, Eight of Cups reversed and the Eight of Pentacles. It's like whatever you've poured all of your energy into, it may be looking right now like as you're transmuting all of this sort of painful energy into something that glitters. You have the Page of Pentacles becoming the Eight of Pentacles. It might seem like you're taking one step back and kind of things might be feeling a little tedious at the moment because you've just been grinding. But keep your eye on the purpose of that grind because you're almost there. Child of Wands. That was for somebody. Certainly not for everybody. The Little Prince. It is often the little heartwarming gifts that make a profound difference in our lives. A gift may be freshly picked dandelions offered by a small child, or a special gemstone brought by a friend from foreign shores. The Little Prince, written by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, I do not speak French, sorry, describes this truth in eloquent fashion through the character of the Little Prince. A small prince from a tiny planet visits the Earth and with utter simplicity transforms the life of a man who grows to understand the power of love. That's adorable. At the end of the story, as the little prince leaves him to go home to his own planet, he offers the man his star as a gift. You might be a star seed, or like understanding your purpose here as a star seed. That's really interesting. The little prince says, "All men have the stars, but they are not the same things. But they are not the same things for different people. For some who are travelers, the stars are guides. For others, they are no more than lights in the sky. For others who are scholars, they are problems. For my businessmen, they were wealth. But all these stars are silent. You alone will have the stars as no one else has them. In one of the stars I shall be living. In one of them I shall be laughing. And so it will be as if all the stars were laughing. When you look at the sky at night, only you, will have the stars that can laugh." Whoa, I got chills from that all of a sudden. Um, wow. Just thinking about this reading and that message, I feel like it really hit home. You had that Queen of Wands, and then the message coming through that you can look back on what is painful and what is lost, or see things as like you being so grateful that everything is around you and being able to celebrate. And like this little prince leaves and his friend is like sad to see him go, but he can look up at the stars and he has this perspective that no one around him has, or not very many people are given the gift of that perspective. And so it's like you've transmuted some heart pain. You had the Three of Swords here with the Page of Pentacles. You've been through something that's giving you like this beautiful, unique perspective. And it's this perspective as well of like being able to maintain impeccable character through hardship and loss. Wow. The little prince is the star child in each of us as we open to the wonder of the stars, the flowers, and all of life in the universe. We humble ourselves to divine grace and spiritual protection. We too can travel to faraway places in our dreams and visions. We're able to visit exotic places right here on Earth and meet wonderful people in all corners of the globe. The appearance of the little prince in your reading is a beautiful gift to you. The sweetest love is blossoming in your life. Climb aboard your butterfly of personal transformation and soar towards the awakened child of love that lives in your creative imagination. Take a moonlit walk and watch the twinkling stars. Do you see them smiling at you? Can you hear their childlike laughter? Oh man, I'm getting all teary-eyed. You might have a child on the way. You might work with children. You might just feel like you're looking through fresh eyes when you go outside. Like you see the stars and it's like you haven't seen them in years, or you see a flower and it's like you feel that light inside that you haven't felt since you were a kid. And I think a lot of us get caught up in our work, in our day-to-day, in our adult lives in survival mode, and we like forget just the miracle of like just life unfolding around us in all of its forms. And just, I don't know, even just the chance that you could cross paths with something like, I don't know, it's getting away from me. 4346 on the timer. Anyway, you get what I mean. Excuse me. Card 8 is Strength, Beauty and the Beast. This is the last one, and we'll go 44 minutes on the timer. In the original version of this classic fairy tale, Beauty lives with her father, 2 sisters, and 3 brothers. She is noted for her kindness and sensitivity, while her sisters are greedy. The family is very rich, but the father has a boat wreck and loses their wealth. Beauty works in the fields and is very humble. The father hears that his treasures may have been found, so he ventures on a long journey, but just before departing he asks his daughters what they would like. The 2 sisters want valuable jewels and clothing. Beauty asks only for a black rose. The rose is the star of life in the realm of flowers, and black represents the unseen beauty within, the hidden beauty of the rose, the hidden beauty of humanity. The father leaves but does not recover his lost fortune. Instead, he arrives at a castle. All the doors are open, the fire is roaring, the food is laid out. He eats, rests, and spends the night. The next morning he gets up and visits the garden where he plucks a rose. Suddenly, the beast, a man with the head of a lion, symbolizing the black rose or hidden beauty, appears in the garden. He gets angry and says he will forgive the father if he can have his daughter. The father receives riches from the beast. Beauty visits the beast at the castle, sees his kindness, and she continues to watch him. The castle is beautiful and she has splendid feasts. One day she finds a tower and sees a mirror. The mirror says, "Through time, in your heart, you will see the truth." You might be encountering a tower moment. Interesting. And something is being revealed to you with the sun here. Beauty begins to have a recurring dream in which she is at a lake and meets a handsome prince. An old crone tells her that she needs to learn about spiritual beauty, and the compassion in her heart keeps growing for the beast. One day, Beauty's father becomes ill and she goes to visit him. The beast asks her to return within 3 weeks, saying, "I'll die without you." She stays longer than the allotted time and then looks into a mirror and sees the beast dying by a lake. In that moment, she realizes that she loves the beast. She rushes back to the castle and finds the lake, takes the beast's head in her arms, and says she loves him. Her tears flow on him, and as he stirs, she goes to get a drink. Then she sees the prince from her dream reflected in the lake. When she turns around, the beast has been transformed into a handsome prince. The prince tells Beauty that an ugly woman once came to his castle, and he treated her poorly. She cursed him by turning him into a beast and indicated that the spell would only be broken when someone could see his true inner beauty. It was Beauty who was able to break the enchantment with her unconditional and genuine love. The story of Beauty and the Beast is an inspirational fable that generates music in the heart. The age-old lesson or moral is that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There's literally not a better card, 4644, to wrap up this reading. When this card appears in your reading, accept the miraculous gift of love in your life, not for what you can visibly see, but for what you feel and know as the truth. True love is available to us when we open our spirits to inner guides and dreams and dare to follow our hearts. Love is often disguised as His truth. Look beyond the mask. Love is beyond the personality world, the surface and stereotypes. Where there is darkness, see light. Where there is pain, send healing prayers and thoughts. Where there is disharmony, sow seeds of contentment and joy. Let your warmth and magnanimity flow. That's that Queen of Wands energy. When you look in the soul mirror, be thankful for the beautiful gift of divine life and eternal love. Whoa, so we said you were being given a gift, Scorpio. Divine life and eternal love seems insurpassable. That's really lovely. I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, you've gained the wisdom of spiritual, like, knowledge. Like, you can see things through the light of spirit. Like, you can see the life in things, and that's a major gift. Yeah. If this resonated with you, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I really appreciate you all for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.